Hello everyone. Today I am here with a new topic in manufacturing process. The topic is casting process. So I will be discussing in this slide on the topic various steps for casting and pattern layout and its construction. Okay. So steps for casting process are, what are the steps? Make the pattern out of wood, metal or plastic. First of all, we have to select the pattern, what type of metal we have to cast, and according to that requirement we have to select the material of the pattern. The pattern material may be wooden, it may be metal, or it may be plastic. Then the next step is prepare the necessary sand mixture for molding and core making. We have to next prepare the sand mixture. We have to ensure that the sand is not too much wet or not too much dry, so that it has the adequate strength to bind together during the rubbing process. Next is prepare the mold and necessary cores. We have to next prepare the mold properly with the help of pattern and core. Next step is the metal. We have to melt the metal which through which we have to make the casting. So we take a furnace and we melt the metal. Next, with the help of a ladle, we have to pour that molten metal into the casting, and we have to mold the casting, and when it gets liquidified. Next is we have to hold that molten metal in that casting for some time so that it solidify, and we have to clean and finish the casting. After that we have to test and inspect the casting, whether it satisfied our criteria or not. Next we have to remove the defects. If any defect is there, we have to remove it. Next is we have to do heat treatment process to relieve the internal stress. Then again we have to inspect the casting, whether it satisfied our need or not, and then finally the casting is ready according to our requirement. So now is pattern design, pattern layout and its construction. So first of all, pattern making. A pattern is a model or the replica of the object to be casted. I have already told it is the mirror object of the final finished product. Except for various allowances, a pattern is exactly resembles the casting to be made. A pattern is required even if one object has to be casted. Okay. So first of all, what we do is that there are various steps for making the casting product. First is pattern making. In this section, pattern are designed. Okay, in pattern making, pattern are designed and prepared as per the drawing of casting, produce and relieve. What are the main function of a pattern? The function of a pattern are pattern prepares a mold cavity for the purpose of making a casting. A pattern may contain projection known as core print if the casting requires a core and need to be made hollow. Pattern properly made and have finished and smooth surface reduce casting defect. Properly constructed pattern minimize overall cost of the casting. Now selection of a pattern material. How can we select the pattern material? There are certain steps. The following factor assist in selection of proper material. Those are number of casting to be produced, how much number of casting we have to make from that sand, it depends on that. Then dimensional accuracy and surface finish. What is the accuracy we want to achieve and what is the surface finish we want to achieve, that also depends on the type of pattern material. Next is the shape, complexity and size of the casting. What shape we want, what is the complexity of the object. Next is casting design parameters, what design parameters are required. Then what is the molding material, which type of molding material we are going to use. And next is the chances of repeat order, whether we have to repeat that material again and again, so that according to that we have to make the pattern. And last is nature of molding process, what process we are going to adopt for making that product. Then what are the material of the pattern should be. There are certain properties of a material of the pattern. Those are easily worked. The pattern material should be easily worked. We can so that we can machine it in any requirement, shapes and joint. It should be light in weight. Okay, it should be strong, hard and durable. It should be resistance to wear and abrasion. It should be also resistance to corrosion and chemical reaction. It should be dimensionally stable and unaffected by variance in temperature and humidity. Okay, and finally and most importantly, it should be easily available and low cost. Okay, next, what are the material of a pattern. So while making the pattern, there are some certain material which we have to use to make the pattern. Those are wood. Wood is the basic material. It is the basic material with the help of which we make the pattern. This is most widely used material, wooden material, because it is cheap, light in weight, and almost every pattern making we use wood. Next is the metal. Next we have the plastic. Then we have the plasters, and finally we have the wax. Okay, pattern material. First of all, wood. Wood is the most commonly used pattern material. The main reason being the easy availability, low weight, it can be easily shaped, and it is cheap in production. The examples like what we make in wood material is we use the pine tree, we use the teak wood, etc. Okay, next is metal. Metal pattern are extensively for casting because of their strength, accuracy, and good dimension stability. Okay, it is durable enough and smooth surface finishing. We achieve smooth surface finishing with the help of metal pattern. Many materials such as cast iron, brass, aluminium, white metal can be used as pattern material. Aluminium and white metal are most commonly used as pattern material. These materials are light in weight and it can be easily worked, and they are most importantly corrosion resistance. Next we have the plastic. Plastic is also used as pattern material because of their low weight, easily formability, good dimensional stability, smooth surface finish, and durability. The example of plastic is epoxy resin. Okay, next is plasters. It has high strength, it can be easily formed into complex shape, and it can be used only for small pattern. The example of plasters may be gypsum cement, okay, plaster of Paris, etc. Next is wax. Wax is excellent material for investment casting, and it has good surface finishing, high tensile strength, and high hardness. Okay, wax actually, when we have to make more precise, more accurate material, then we use wax. Okay, and we used in investment casting. Wax is used in investment casting. Example may be beeswax, paraffin wax, etc. And lastly we have the rubber. It is mainly used in investment casting, and the example may be silicon rubber. Next we have the types of pattern, classification of pattern. We have the different types of pattern. These are single piece pattern, split pattern, loose piece pattern, match plate pattern, sweep pattern, gated pattern, skeleton pattern, follow board pattern, cope and drag pattern. Okay, these are the examples. Number 1 is the split pattern, number 2 is the follow board pattern, number 3 is the match plate pattern. You can see that match plate pattern, the cope part and the drag part is divided by the parting line, and the both parts should be matched with each other. That is why it is called match plate pattern. Then we have the loose piece pattern, then we have the sweep pattern, and last is the skeleton pattern. Pattern layout, actually what are the step involved? First of all, get the working drawing of the part for which the pattern is to be made. Then make two view of the part drawing on a sheet using a shrink rule. A shrink rule is modified from of an ordinary scale which has already taken care of shrinkage allowances for a particular material to be casted. Then we add machining allowances per our requirement, and depending upon the method of molding, provide the draft allowances. Next is the study the pattern layout carefully and establish location of parting surface and number of part in which the pattern will be made. Next is the using the various hand tools and pattern making machine, fabricate the different part of the pattern. Next, inspect the pattern as regard the alignment of different portion of the pattern and its dimensional accuracy. Next, fill wax in all the fillet in order to remove sharp corner. Give a shellac coating 3 coats to pattern. Next is impart suitable color to the pattern for identification purpose. For all other information, we give different color to different patterns so that it can easily be identified. Thank you everyone. With this I come to end of this slide.